Hey guys, it's Alexandra Marie Hogg, and I'm so excited to join you today and talk to you about some business principles to help you succeed in life, no matter if you're an entrepreneur, if you're working a 9 to 5. For those of you who don't know about me, my name is Alexandra. I joined a direct sales company in March 2017. The first month I ranked within the top 7% of the company. In my dominion, which means just a group of thousands and thousands of women. I ranked #1 in recruiting, #6 in personal sales, and voted most supportive, along with a few other things. I've also created a product-based company that grows 6 figures in its first month. So I really, really enjoy being an entrepreneur. I really enjoy this lifestyle of being an entrepreneur, and I'm really excited to share some of the things that I've learned with you guys. So like and subscribe to my channel for more videos and to learn more information, but I'm just going to jump right in and get started. So here is how I have learned to be more successful in my business. So #1, morning routine. I hate mornings, you guys. I know it's like, getting up in the morning early and starting this routine. I am not a big morning person. I am not a big, let's wake up early. But I have found that my productivity levels just skyrocket. My mood, I am in such a better mood when I get up and I have a morning routine than if I sleep in. And so basically my morning routine started when I read a book called My Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. This book is really good once you get to about chapter 5. So if you want to skip forward, it's really, really good. He talks about why it's so important to have a morning routine, the benefits of it, all of these things, right? So my morning routine, I basically set my alarm, put my alarm across the room so I have to get out of bed. My alarm goes off, I wake up, I turn off my alarm, I open all the windows, I brush my teeth, and I wash my face, and I drink a huge glass of water. That is how I start my day, and then I move into my routine. So his is called Savers, and his is silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and then scribbling. So mine's very similar to kind of how his goes, right? So instead of spending time in silence, I spend time reading my Bible. I'm a Christian. I think it's really important for me to start my day by reading my Bible. So that's how I start my day, is reading the Word of God. For other people, they can do meditating, all of these things. There's lots of options for silence, right? And then affirmations. So you can speak out affirmations, and honestly, at first, it feels so weird if you're not used to it. For me, it was really hard. I was like, this feels so stupid. But it honestly really helps you to feel confident, and it really helps you to, you're speaking things out into the world, right? And so it's kind of that attraction thing. You're speaking things out and making them a reality. So you can do anything from, I am going to get this promotion. I am healthy. I am going to be making $50,000 a month. I am a boss babe. I attract money. I am a CEO. I am whatever you want to speak for your affirmations. You can go on Google and find all kinds of different affirmations. But there is just, you write down what pertains to you and you speak those things out. Another great way to do it is look in the mirror and speak them to yourself. It feels really weird at first, you guys, but that's another great way to practice your affirmations. Then visualization. So there's another book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And basically he walks through this process of, you write down and then your name, I'm going to, and then you write down what you want, and then by this date, and this is what I'm going to do to get to that place, right? So you can write this down. It's a great practice. You read it every morning before you go to bed, and you read it, or every morning before you go to bed, every night before you go to bed, and every morning when you wake up. And it's a great way to kind of start to manifest these things, right? What you look at, what you put into your mind, that's what you get out. What you put into your heart, what you look at, those things are so important, you guys. It is so important to guard your heart. It's so important to watch what you're putting in, because what you put in comes out, right? And so visualizing all of these things and really sitting there and feeling what it feels like to have these things. So I have my 6 month, my 1 year, and then my 5 year. And I go through those every morning and every night and visualize what it feels like to have those things, the smells of sitting there, like my 5 year one is building this beautiful home and sitting in bed with my kids in the morning on a Saturday morning, having coffee, which I don't even drink coffee, but I guess I'm going to drink coffee in 5 years, apparently. Maybe because I'll be 5 years older. And I sit in bed and I'm drinking this drink and I'm holding my kids and I'm cuddling and the wind is coming in and all of these things, right? So that's my visualization, and it's how I'm going to get there. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to wake up every morning. I'm never going to give up. I'm going to read personal development books, 1 a month minimum, all of these things, right? And so I list all these things and I read those. So you spend time visualizing. It's great to do these in a chair so you don't fall back asleep. I don't recommend getting into bed and doing them. Doesn't really work out. And then exercise, even if this is just a quick walk around the block, it's great to get your heart pumping. It's great to get your blood flowing. It helps your mental clarity. It helps your body. It helps with endorphins, all these things. So you can go on a run. You can do a quick workout, a 5-minute workout. There's a 7M app for women where it's like a 7-minute quick workout thing. You can do that as well. I'm sure there's all kinds of different YouTube videos, things you can find. So just doing a quick workout, and then if you want to shower after, you can shower as well. That's another great way to stay awake. And then reading is the next one. Reading is so important, you guys. But what's more important, and how Elrod talks about this in My Miracle Morning, 98% of people who read personal development don't actually implement the personal development, which is just crazy to me. It's a crazy statistic, but it's totally understandable. There's so much knowledge, there's so much information out there that sometimes it's hard to process it all and then to implement it as well. But reading, this can be reading a personal development book. This can be reading an autobiography on someone who is wealthy. This can be reading your Bible if you want to read your Bible. It's really important to pick and be kind of choosy on the books that you're reading, because this will really help your mind. This is what feeds your mind. So reading maybe like a love novel, right, might not be the best thing to start your day off with. Maybe choose something that's going to feed your brain, especially if you're trying to work towards more money, you're trying to work towards being successful in business, entrepreneur, things like that. And then the last one is so it's reading, scribbling. So scribbling, journaling, this is getting one of those bullet journals is a great way to do this to make it quick. You can just kind of go through and jot down some notes. It's also great to look back at and see kind of where you've come from, right? So I don't personally practice the scribbling. That's the one thing I don't do. I don't jot down notes. I just kind of, then I'm on my day, right? I start my day. But having a morning routine, you can look at anybody who is very wealthy. They all wake up very, very early. They all start their morning off really early. So it is definitely a hard adjustment. So I would suggest, instead of starting an hour earlier, set your alarm 15 minutes earlier. Take 2 minutes to do a couple different things. Spend 2 minutes doing affirmations, 2 minutes reading, 2 minutes in silence. Just spend that 2 minutes doing those things, right? And then after you do that for a week, set it another 15 minutes early. Keep doing those things. And that just means go to bed a little bit earlier. You don't have to go to bed at 8 o'clock, you know what I mean? But just making sure you get, if you're like, I know I want to get 8 hours of sleep, what time do you need to go to bed? So just move your alarm back 15 minutes after a week, and then go to bed 15 minutes earlier. It does definitely takes more discipline, especially if you're an entrepreneur or if you're working 2 jobs, things like that. It is harder to just kind of be like, okay, I need to go to bed and I need to rest. But taking care of your body is very important. Making sure that you get some good rest, at least I would say 6-7 hours is very, like bare minimum. But in My Miracle Morning, he talks about it doesn't matter what time you really go to bed and what time you wake up. What matters is if you go to bed and you say, I'm going to wake up tomorrow so energized and pumped for the day. And that's what you think, instead of going to bed being like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so tired. There's no way I'm going to be able to wake up tomorrow. I'm just going to be running on no sleep. That it's really all in your head. Now, is that true? I'm not sure. I haven't practiced it. I do go to bed every night thinking I'm going to wake up tomorrow so energized and refreshed. And I feel like I have woken up more energized and refreshed telling myself those things. So morning routine, definitely very, very, very important. That's why I have spent so much time on this. So I'm going to talk about some other things that are really important principles for your business. So the affirmations, visualizations, those are really important. Those are the 2 biggest key things, I think, because you really have to build your confidence. You have to know where you want to go. You have to know how you're going to get there. You need to have a roadmap, how you plan to get to these things. What do you want to accomplish and why? Another great book, Millionaire Success Habits, he talks about your why. And so we all know, especially if you're in direct sales, what's your why for doing this? Your why has to be so strong. So ask yourself, what's my why? Okay, mine is, I don't want my husband to work a job because I want to be around my kids. Well, why do you want that? So ask yourself this 7 times, and you can write it down, and that will get to the core of your why. That will get to the deepest core, peel through the onion layers of what is really your why. And that will be your why. Knowing that is so important, because there's some days you're going to be like, I don't want to do this. I'm tired. I'm just tired, especially being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is hard. So knowing the deepest level of your why is really important. Another thing that's important is having community. Surrounding yourself with people you want to be like. Don't take advice from anyone you wouldn't trade places with. Those things. You need to know that you're surrounded with people that are going to believe in you, right? And we're all going to have those people that are like, you're never going to make it. You're crazy. You're working too hard. That means you're doing something right. You don't want to be average. You do not want to be an average person. You don't want to take advice from average people. And if average people think you're doing something wrong, you are doing something right. Let me tell you that. You can look at Grant Cardone's 10x rule. Do everything 10 times more intense and you'll see 10 times the rewards, right? You don't want to be an average person, right? That's probably why you're watching this video. You don't want to be average. So if someone that is like living an average lifestyle is like, oh, you're doing too much, it's never going to work. Be like, well, yeah, because you have an average mindset and it is going to work. And that means I'm doing something right. So make sure that you keep pushing through. Surround yourself with people that believe in you and that encourage you and that call you to higher levels and that are going to support you, which leads me to getting a business coach. You guys, having a business coach is so important because they keep you accountable. You can do all kinds of research on the benefits of business coaches, and all of them say my income grew, my mindset grew, my productivity grew. All of these things grew because they keep you accountable. So that's what I do. I'm a success mentor. I mentor people. I coach people. If you guys have questions, you can feel free to check out my website, alexandermariehogg.com, or you can drop your email below and you'll get weekly newsletters from me. The newsletters are free. Those are just tips on how to be successful. Those are tips on how I've grown my business. Weekly tips on just how to set yourself up for success. If you can't afford a business coach, or that's your first thought is I can't afford one, then that's how you know you need one. Because when you have a business coach, your income is so much more that financial, oh no, I can't afford that, is not something that crosses your mind. I will tell you that. I have an amazing, amazing business coach, and it has totally transformed my business. It has totally transformed everything that I've gone through. I thought I was doing great, but took it to a whole new level, and I'm so thankful for that. So it is really important to surround yourself with people who believe in you, who are going to support you and cheer you on and be honest with you and love you and encourage you and not be like, you're doing too much. It's just not working. Another thing is you need to know that there is always, you have to watch your mindset, right? Which the morning routine will help with your mindset, and so will the personal development, and so will the reading. But there is an abundance. There's so much possibility, you guys. Sometimes we get so strangled by our fears, and fears hold us back so much because we're like, oh my gosh, what if I fail? Oh, there's not enough money. Oh, the market's too saturated. Oh, there's all these things that I can't do it. I can't do it. There is an abundance of money. There's an abundance of people who need what you have to offer. And it may not seem like that and you may feel discouraged, but there is an abundance of people out there. And if you are too scared to go out there and see, then you'll never know the possibilities and you'll live with regrets your whole life. So it is so important, you guys, to just know that there is an abundance out there. Sometimes it's a matter of how do you find it, right? How do you get to it? How do you work your way to that level of abundance? How do you find those people that have the abundance? And again, that's why it's really important to have a business coach to help you market and create strategies. It's also so important to read personal development because, again, you're using someone else's glass ceiling to start building your foundation on. So it allows you to take all this knowledge and all this wealth that people have spent their whole life learning and start it from the starting line with all of that information, just so that you can go and pioneer even further. So those are just some of the business principles I have learned, you guys, that have really helped my business, have changed my business, have impacted my life personally so much. I hope that these really bless you guys. I hope that these help you. Again, feel free to drop your email below so you can get subscribed to my weekly newsletter. Don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this. I will start doing videos every week kind of talking about some of these business principles and some of these tips to help you grow. And I would be so happy to just share them with you through the newsletter. And again, if you need anyone to mentor you in your business, it would be an honor to work through that with you. Feel free to just drop a comment and I'd be happy to reach out to you. And I hope that you guys all have an amazing, amazing Monday and a blessed week.